Now, hello students. Today we start our third lesson of our supplementary movement, Ishwaran the storyteller. Now here, this is the story of R.K. Lakshman, and in this story he tells about the Ishwaran who is the cook of Mahendra, and he was a very good storyteller. So the story goes on. Here Mahendra is a character. Like Mahendra was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered the service of its supervisors on hire. Now Mahendra had moved from one place to another to supervise the construction. He was a bachelor and his needs were very simple, and he also had the ability to adjust himself to all kinds of situations. He did not mind staying in a tent or in all ill-equipped rest house. Now here Mahendra has a servant Ishwaran. He was devoted to Mahendra and looked to all his needs and comforts. Now Ishwaran was a great grand cook. He had the art of cooking delicious dishes. Like a conjurer, he could somehow manage to get fresh vegetables from somewhere in no time. Mahendra went to his office early in the morning. Ishwaran served him his breakfast and gave him packed lunch. He washed Mahendra's clothes and kept the tent or shed tidy and clean. Now here there is a one most important character of Ishwaran he was a very good storyteller. Ishwaran read Tamil thrillers in his spare time. These thrillers had left a deep influence on the style of his storytelling. Now Ishwaran was a good storyteller and his storytelling was always full of suspense and had a surprise ending. Ishwaran could invent any number of stories, and Mahendra listened to his story without finding loopholes in them because his stories were remarkably amusing. Now here in one day, Ishwaran told a story about a mad elephant. Now Ishwaran often started his stories related to his native place and involving an elephant. For example, he told a story about how he paralyzed a mad elephant that had gone berserk. He said that there were rich forests around his native place. Timber logs were loaded on trucks. This was done by well-fed elephants. But if an elephant went mad, no mahout could control it. Once a tusker went mad, it went about causing destructions to huts and stalls, trees and bushes. It broke into a school playground. Children and teachers ran helter-skelter to save their lives. Everyone stood on the roof of the building watching the raw elephant. Ishwaran was a student of a junior class at that time. He got hold of a rod and went to the elephant. The elephant looked threateningly at Ishwaran, but before it could attack Ishwaran, he hit hard on the elephant's third toenail. The elephant was stunned and fell down to the ground. The secret of his success was his knowledge that the elephant's nervous system is paralyzed when it is hit on that particular place. Now the story was most unlikely and incredible, but Mahendra did not find fault with it. He was simply amused. Now here the day to propitiate spirits. Now one evening Ishwaran told Mahendra that the following day was very auspicious. It was a day to propitiate and the spirits of the ancestors. So he prepared delicacies which Mahendra had never tasted before. He admired Ishwaran's culinary skill. Now the ghost story and the ghost of a woman he tells about. Now talking of the spirits of the ancestors, Ishwaran began to talk of ghosts. He said that the place where they had their shed was once a large burial ground. Ishwaran went on to say that several times he had found human skulls and bones on his way. Here you see in this picture. He also had come across ghosts, but he was brave enough. He was not scared of them. But then he added the description of the ghost of a woman. It was indeed something terrifying. He said he had seen the woman's ghost only on full moon nights. The woman was shriveled and had matted hair. The mooned and carried a fetus in her arm. The description was so frightening that Mahendra was horrified. But he shouted at Ishwaran. He said there were no ghosts. They were the inventions of his imaginations. Then Mahendra went to his room to sleep. Now from that day on, Mahendra was wary of ghosts. He always looked about if there were any shadowy creatures anywhere nearby. But he never came across a ghost. Mahendra used to admire the landscape on a full moon night. But now he dared not peep through his window on a beautiful moonlit night. Now it was a full moon night and Mahendra lay asleep in his room. About midnight he heard a low moan outside his window. It was clearly a human voice. Mahendra had strong curiosity to look outside, but he was afraid of the presence of a ghost. Now the moon continued and Mahendra could no longer resist his curiosity. He sat down under the window and peeped through it. At a little distance away from his window stood the ghost of the woman. She was carrying a bundle in her arms. Mahendra's heart beat loud and fast. He was breathing heavily. He flung himself on his bed. After quite some time, he was able to regain his poise. He reasoned with himself and came to the conclusion that it was nothing but the projection of his own fear. Now in the morning, Mahendra had almost forgotten the whole incident. He was ready to leave for office. Ishwaran handed him his bag and lunch packet. Then he grinned and said, "Sir, you were angry with me the other day when I told you about the ghost of that ghastly woman. Didn't you see her yourself last night? I had heard the moans coming from your room and I have rushed to you." Now Mahendra did not hear out what Ishwaran was telling him. He went straight to his office. He had made up his mind to leave that cursed haunted place the very next day, and he resigned his job at once. So this was the impact of the Ishwaran's storytelling, and the Mahendra resigned his job. So students, your homework is to read this lesson and try to understand it.